Hi guys, it's Pam from Ben McFuzzyLugs. I just wanted to do this quick video because I've seen something that was pretty cool and I thought I'd share it with you all. It ties into some things I'm going to be covering in videos in the next few days, but this is just a quick flash announcement. Hopefully it won't get too long. So etsyrank's just done an article where they've been compiling some data from items they've been tracking. So it's great. It suits the nerd in me that they're running through loads of graphs and compiling data to show us things, and it's to show how items can drop in rank over time, because as it's shown here in the first example, the dream scenario, most people kind of assume if you get your SEO all correct, you deserve to be on page one and you're going to stay there forever. By page one I mean page one of a search for a specific term. So if you make gold rings, if you get everything right, someone should type gold rings, and every day, all the time, you'll be on page one. And that's not what happens. Now here, the second example, they're calling this the slow decline. This shows an item that's got a really good history of sales. So what happens, sales are a thing that can boost your SEO. The search engine optimization isn't just looking for the things you can control. Most importantly, it's looking for the user experience. So if someone searches for gold rings and the page that shows to them has the things that they're most interested in, the things that they're most likely to click to buy, Etsy will say, okay, that's a really relevant term that when someone searches for gold rings, this is what they had in their mind, they're more likely to buy it. So that gives something a boost. So what we're seeing here, an item isn't quite at page one, but when it gets a sale, when it's renewed, that boosts it up. And because it's got a good history, a little burst of sales, that means your decline off of page one is a bit slower. And I've totally seen this. I've got some items that I used to be able to play. My cat bookmark, it's had a lot of sales, it's got good history, and there are times if I work pretty hard, it's hard to get it to the first page of bookmark because that's quite a big term, but if I get it up there and it starts hitting a few sales, it will stay on the first page for quite a bit of time. But I've seen some other items that don't have quite that great history. They're not quite such, they compete well with everything else in their class, but not quite as well as that bookmark. So what happens is when I get them to page one, they really don't last quite so long there. So that's what this is showing here. It can be newer items that just don't have that history of sales or whatever else. So if you work really hard to get an item to page one, but it hasn't got a good history of sales, it hasn't got a good history of being clicked on by people and getting lots of hearts and everything else that go into the SEO, then what happens, you can see here this drops away from page one a lot more quickly. And what they're doing to boost it up is, this is a renewal, and recency is also important. So this is why I said in the Etsy challenge, when we were trying to re-love an item that doesn't get so much love, is you can renew the listing, and that does give it a bit of a boost. Obviously there's no guarantees here, and you don't want to go spending a fortune on relisting everything, but it's a good strategy to see how something will do when it gets to a higher page, so you can relist something. And what they're not even mentioning here is, you can see they relisted, it's a boost, and it drops right down. They relist it, it's a boost, and it drops right down. But they're managing to kind of, by timing their relisting, the drop is getting less as time goes along, and so hopefully that's keeping it up in more public view, and hopefully it will start to get some sales. So it's an idea, if you think you have an item that's what we're going to call a hero item, something that you think should fly, you could spend a bit of time strategically renewing it every now and again, keeping an eye. You can use etsyrank or other tools to see where this item features for the terms you're trying to target. See if you can get it up to some of the high pages and see if that's helping, if you're getting a lot more views and a lot more sales, and then hopefully once you've worked on that, your item will stay there. Here they're saying an item that's stuck in a rut. So this could be something that's not such a great SEO, but it also could be something that's also in a massive search category. So, if you're using the term rings, this is going to have thousands and thousands, millions probably, of items just as similar. This is why you shouldn't really use such broad terms. You should focus down on something a bit more specific. But if you're somewhere in the lower pages, you're just going to be sticking about there but not getting anywhere. So if you're finding that your item's always on a low page, I mean, something past about page 10 is not really going to be seen, because when you're looking to buy something, you do a few pages, and then if you've not seen what you want, you'll try a different search term. You won't just keep flicking through pages and pages and pages. So you can start to look if it's always been stuck in a lower page, do something different, try and boost it up. The only thing I would say possibly not with that is if you've got a lot of items that are the same, you're not going to get them all to page 1. So perhaps it's nice to have a wee backup item that all the SEO is pretty good for it, but it's just hanging back because you've got another item that's doing better, and you've got this as a backup. If anything happens to that other item, then maybe this one will come in and take its place. I get that sometimes. I don't have my listings set to auto renew when they expire, so if I forget and something's expired, then this backup can take its place. And this is declumping, is what they're talking about when you have more than one item that has all the same SEO. They're all fighting for the same page, and Etsy isn't going to put them all on page 1 because that's not a good experience for a buyer. So in general, your item that's done the best with sales is going to get onto page 1, and the other ones will get further down. But they will shuffle about sometimes. That happens, and obviously here, when you have a sale, then the item that's sold will get a wee boost, while some of your other ones might get dropped down a wee bit. And this is what we just spoke about before. Renewing can boost you up. And then the good thing is, if you renew, you get seen just as you're dropping off, you get a wee sale, that'll boost you up some more. So strategically renewing your items can be a good thing. So here's their little bullet points from the end of this, their conclusion. I totally recommend having a look at this and giving it a good read through, because there's some fantastic information here. I'll just let you read it. I'll leave a link at the bottom. Go over there, have a look. They've got a link so you can talk about this in their forum if you agree or disagree with any of that, and also comment below if you want any clarification on any of the points there. I just saw this the other day and thought it was a great wee announcement to throw out quickly. I'm still doing my regular Monday Etsy tips, but I'm just going to throw in things. Can be moving fast sometimes in the Etsy world, so if there's any interesting things, I'm just going to jump on and throw a quick video together. I hope that's interesting for everybody, and I will talk to you on Monday if nothing interesting happens before then.